Feminism isn't needed in the Western world.
Damn right it's not. The cuck boy is wearing his panties on his face today.
Or so that's what a lot of you fucking idiots keep saying. If you are an anti-feminist, you might want to click away from this video, because you are about to get fucking decimated. Feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men. Keyword, equality.
Another keyword in that sentence may be women.
Now, the reason I have to point this out is because people say stupid shit like egalitarianism is better than feminism, even though it's basically the same thing. They both call for equal rights. But
back to that keyword, women.
For some fucking reason, despite the fact that they're basically the same thing, you guys can't get over the fact that it starts out with fem, as in female. The word defined starts with fem. For some fucking reason, your brain just turns off after that point.
Or maybe your brain turns off whenever you hear the word woman, then turns back on when you hear equality.
Here's someone saying the literal definition of feminism doesn't have meaning. And here's where you get fucking wrecked. This is the definition, and the main argument people have against it is that feminists do not follow this definition. So I ran a fucking poll, and over 1,000 people voted. 69% of feminists believe that women are equal to men. So
that's called a biased study. If you ask feminists if they think they're equal to men, they're gonna say they're equal to men. On the other hand, if they're equal to men, or they believe they're equal to men, what's the point in advocating for equal rights?
the mass majority of feminists follow the fucking definition of feminism, and your main argument against feminism is that feminists don't fit the definition. You see feminazis, which are extremists, and your fucktard brain mixes that up with regular feminists.
If you could read, you would realize that's a derogatory term for radical feminists, or feminist in general.
That's on your inferior intelligence. It has nothing to do with actual reality. Your problem is you prioritize your closed-minded personal experiences over the fucking truth. If the literal facts don't match your personal experiences, you fucking ignore them. And that is why in this moment you should be humiliated for ever standing against feminists. The mass
No, you should be ashamed that you're that big of a retard that you can't read a definition and you think women are oppressed in the Western world.
Majority of which have literally been supporting exactly the fucking message I've been arguing all this time. And because I know you're so fucking stupid, even now that you've been proven wrong, you still won't admit your defeat in the fucking comments. Because that's the type
Really? Wage gap again?
the fucking person you are. You're a fucking scumbag liar who doesn't care about the truth, only their personal agenda.
And you're the panty-faced gaylord who decided to let his wife sleep with another woman and didn't even opt for a three-way.
Against a group of people they don't even fucking understand. You say feminism is not needed in the Western world. This is one explanation of what the Western world is, and here's a map if that wasn't clear enough. We're talking Australia, Canada, United States, UK, etc. Speaking of UK, according to this, women still cannot serve on the front lines.
You could easily have said women in the UK can be sent to death for serving on the front lines.
That is not equality. And
yeah, let's go make women serve on the front lines.
that calls for feminism. Apparently, some people have tried to oppress women by implying men should pay less for healthcare than women. Another example of why we in the Western fucking world need feminism. The US women's soccer team gets paid disgustingly less than the US male soccer team. And this is exceptionally odd because according to this article, their most recent World Cup was the most watched soccer game in American television history. And if they're getting more views, they should at least get equal fucking pay.
As you can see by this chart, their pay rose in 2015, which was also coincidentally the year that they won the title.
This is why we need feminism in the Western fucking world.
No, it's not.
Apparently in Texas, maxi pads and tampons were being confiscated before people could enter a courthouse, but for some fucking reason,
the reason why they weren't allowed in was they were throwing the tampons and maxi pads at the anti-abortion candidate.
people could still hold on to their goddamn guns. Are you fucking hearing me, anti-feminists? You are so
Wow, people with concealed carry permits were trusted to bring their guns into courthouse?
fucking wrong. It's pathetic, and I hope at the very least embarrassing for you. Another marvelous point. As far as health insurance goes, a ridiculous amount of people object to women getting drugs related to their reproductive system, and yet when men want drugs related to the reproductive system, it's completely fucking fine. Individuals literally protest against things like birth control being covered by insurance, but not vasectomies and penile implants. Yes, anti-feminists, there is no need for feminists in the Western world.
You can't stop individuals from protesting. They could protest to fuck niggers. I'm perfectly fine with that, because they have freedom of speech.
Is there, despite the fucking obvious inequalities. In this country, we allow rapists to sue for custody.
Yeah, and right after legislation found out about that, they introduced the Rape Survivor Child Custody Act.
And as you may know, the majority of rapes are committed by men against women.
Actually, the majority of rapes are committed in prison between men.
This is an example of a rapist being able to sue the fucking victim.
He wasn't suing, he was trying to get visitation rights because he was paying child support.
This is why we need fucking feminism in the Western fucking world.
This is why we need fucking in the fuck.
Definition of slut itself specifically states that only a woman can be considered a slut.
It's also derogatory, you jackass.
You know goddamn well that in our Western society, if a man sleeps around with women, he is far better treated than when a woman sleeps around with many men.
He's called a man whore, a misogynist, a pig, a womanizer.
No, for a fact, this is fucking true. And this is—
No, I don't know that as a fact. What I know as a fact is that a man, it's more acceptable for him to get assaulted if he's sleeping around than if a woman does.
This is why we need feminism in the fucking Western world. You know that tradition in our society where a man is expected to ask the father for permission or his blessing to marry his fucking daughter? And then the other tradition where the father has to walk the daughter down the aisle and hand his daughter off to the man she's going to marry? You don't ask—
That's religion. It could be as simple as you two signing a document. And if you don't like it that way, then don't have it that way.
the mom for permission. Why? Why is it portrayed as if the father owns his fucking daughter? This is why we need fucking feminism in the modern world. Because even our marital traditions are fucking sexist against women. This is how—
If you don't like the marital traditions, change them or don't do them.
religion is divided up in the United States. You notice a consistency? The most popular religions in the United States have specific texts blatantly oppressing women.
Exodus was written by Moses. Those were laws put in place because he needed laws to keep people in order.
In the Bible, it specifically states that women were created for men, and they say this fucked up shit. The head of every man is Christ, the head of every woman is the man.
Because that's how the hierarchy went back then. The man worked, the woman stayed at home and took care of the kids. And that's the way it should be.
Women learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man. The Bible, the majority of Americans in the Western world, yet again telling—
because they're disrupting the church.
women to shut the fuck up. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, then the man shall give unto the damsel fathers 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. As you can see with other versions, it specifically states rape.
As you can see, it's becoming more progressive. Personally, I don't agree with any other version than the King James Version because it's the earliest translation to English.
So if a guy rapes a girl, she's forced to marry him. This is
Again, old laws to keep order.
the book the majority of Americans in the Western world support, and this is why we fucking need feminism in the Western world. Now over 2,000 people have voted, and it looks like we're up to 73%. So I've proven that the
Back to your bias study.
majority of feminists believe in equality, despite your obvious dumbass saying they don't, and I've also provided many examples of why we still need fucking feminism in the Western world. So if you have any fucking decency, you can accept your defeat in the comments below, but I'm betting you won't, because you're a fucking disgraceful human being who likely cannot admit when you're wrong.
You're a cuck that doesn't know how to read or understand that religion's religion.
So fuck you, you stupid piece of fucking shit.
Man giving a little talk,
I'm gonna bring up some soldiers.
and he liked to say the F word a lot.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video today. You all have a nice day. Goodbye.